Alright, so we're back, and in this step we are going to set up our email sequence. It's a series of emails that we need to communicate, to build relationship with, and to sell to our subscribers. Now, to get going, we're going to revisit our blueprint. Now you can see that the blueprint looks slightly different as far as the colors and the theme, but it's the same concept, right? So for the email sequence, it's right here. After someone opts in, they give you their email and their first name. You then start to have the emails being sent out to them on a scheduled basis. So it could be like one every other day, 2 per week, etc. In this this method I'm using, I'm going for a 5-day sequence, 1 email being sent out every single day. So let's click here and have a look at what the emails, the specific emails I'm sending out look like. So we have a series of emails here. Email number 1 is a welcome email, and this one would be where they would click to download the particular freebie. So let's have a look. If we click in here, you can see this is a template, and you could edit this as you want. So I'm not going to read through it, but you have access to this. The next email, let's go back in here. The next one is to introduce yourself. So this one really converts well because you tell, you share a bit about yourself to your subscribers. It's very personal, kind of, if you like. Not very deep if you don't want to, but you really want to introduce yourself so people start to develop the know, the like, the trust of you. And in email number 3, we are going to identify their problem, what they're struggling with, and then present a solution to them. Email number 4, we're going to give them a bonus, something that is of value to them. And email number 5, we could then proceed to next steps. And next steps is where you're going to add on further emails. Pretty easy stuff. So they're all done for you, and you could edit to make them your own depending on the lead magnet, depending on how you want to message your subscribers. So in this video, we are going to set up every single email. I will show you one, and then you continue from there as a template, and you're going to set those up into your email autoresponder. In the previous email, you saw where we open a brand new Activecampaign account. We integrate that with Clickfunnels, and we did set up an automation, and we tested that it works. So it's a simple matter right now to put those emails into our autoresponder and have the subscriber receiving those emails. Okay, so to get this done, we need to now go to Activecampaign. I'm going to show you how I set this up. Now we are going as usual to use our checklist approach. So here is my Activecampaign quick start checklist. Okay, so there are a few things here we're going to ensure that's complete. Some of them we have done them already. Okay, if you have gone through the previous video, you would have done this part here, configuring your account. Most of it anyway. You would have done perhaps part of this also. But what I want to do is remind you and make sure that every single step is complete. So I want to go through them individually. So the first part is to configure your account. In this part, if you haven't done it, you want to get an Activecampaign account, get a free account for 14 days, and get everything started. And next is to set an address. So I'm assuming that you already have the free account. If you don't, you're going to click this link and get it. And if you do, we're going to jump into our brand new account we previously created. Here it is. And if I look at the checklist says get a free trial of Activecampaign. So this is done. There is the account, and we are in the account dashboard. So you could start from here. Click. I always love to click on the icon to go back to the dashboard, right? And from there you could get into any of the menu items in Activecampaign. So our checklist says set address. Now this is needed by law, so we need to get this done. So where do we do this? We go over to settings. So this is basically, you need to have a physical address to be compliant. And in here, we go to addresses, right here, click add address, and then you put in company name. So my company is Business to Net. So my details would be my address. So you put that in and click add address. Once you have done this, this step is complete. Okay, back to our checklist. Next step is to set tracking. Now this tracking is needed so that as people flow through our funnels, we could see exactly what actions that they're taking, and we could market to them more precisely to increase conversions. Activecampaign really do this pretty effectively. Okay, so as far as tracking is concerned, we go to this link here, we click tracking, we then enable site tracking, and it says your site tracking has not been used recently, etc. This is a brand new account, no problem. We want to add the website URL, so whatever your website is. So for me, I could put like Group Funnel Kit, www.groupfunnelkit, and add this. Cool, it's added right here. Okay, and then you will get this. Okay, so assuming I have set up my domain, you can see here that site tracking is activated, conversions is activated. Now it's time to take this tracking code, and I could just highlight here the tracking code, and I'm gonna copy and paste this code into the footer of my site. So I'm gonna go to each page and add this code. So I'm gonna right click, copy, then we're gonna head over to Clickfunnels. We're gonna go to each page. So here's the opt-in page. We edit the opt-in page and we go to settings, tracking code, we click footer, and we enter, we paste this right here. Okay, and that's it. And let me save. Cool, hit save and it's done. Okay, it's back in Activecampaign and this is fine. So tracking is enabled, and we go to our checklist, and here you'll see that we set tracking, we add the domain, and we added tracking to the funnel. So configuring our account is complete. The next step is to create a list. Now in the previous video we did that, so if you haven't done this, I will show exactly where this is done. So you go over to the sidebar here, you go to list. We have the master contact list, which is default and it's already set for us. But if you are going to create a brand new list, you will go to add list, and you're going to call this, maybe you could give the list name my main list, my main list, or sometimes you name it after the product you're selling or whatever. My main list is fine. You put your domain, HTTP, whatever I put in here, and you have some sort of reminder to remind your contacts why they sign up to this list. Okay, subscribed to get daily tips and resources. I put this wrong place. Let's just cut this here, put this right down here. Awesome. Okay, cool, this is good. And add this. Okay, so this list is created, but I'm going to delete this because we're not going to use this particular list, but that was just for illustration purposes, so I'm going to delete this one. Okay, we're going to stick to the original list we created in the previous video. So going back to our checklist, we've just created the list, edit list and create reminder. The reminder is what we just did, to remind subscribers why they opted into our list in the first place. So all this is done. Now it's a matter of setting up an automation, and we did this previously. So if you want to go back and have a look, you can go back in the previous video and see how we set the automation, and our automation will be found right here. And the automation, you could have a look, and this is the automation we created. This red button indicates that the automation is not live as yet. So going back to our checklist, as far as automation is concerned, we need to go through the list here, and we have done all this before, with the exception of activating our automation. Activating means that it's ready for use, it's ready to spit out those emails and convert for you, right? But before we do this, we're going to set up our emails. Now the email part of it I have provided in Market Plan. If you go back into our email sequence, area here, you can see all the emails I've set up for you. Now, I will tell you where I got this. This is not my own creation. I literally got this from a resource, a site that is below the video here. So if you go below the video here, in the resources section, you will see a link to a site. I'll show you the site. This is one of my favorite ones, and this is free. I tend to use funnel scripts, which is awesome. So if you want to do more and get access to more resources, go to funnel scripts. But here is drip scripts, which is basically a site that provides email sequences. Email sequences they tend to be a bit short, but they're pretty good, and you could take the email sequences and make them your own. So this is where I got the emails from. But what I have done for you is I've set up the emails here within Market Plan. So in your Market Plan account, okay, which you set up previously and it's free, you go to again, email element. You then go to edit, and here is our email. And you're going to take this and copy this into Activecampaign. Going back to our checklist, the section here where we talk about setup automation, create email and template. The email and template, we're going to add these new ones. And if I go back to our Activecampaign account, this is the automation we're in. Okay, and we want to add some emails in there. So we just click in here. Okay, and you can see our automations are here. Now, they're asking us what we want to do. The new action we want to do is send an email. So click on send an email. It says you do not have any emails to send. Create an email. Pretty easy, right? So we're going to go back to Market Plan. We're going to grab the first one, which is, let's go back here. Go back here. Welcome, the welcome email, right? So go back to edit, and it says just one more step, right? So this is our subject line. We copy this. Again, you could change the subject to whatever you wish. There's the email. Oh, well, actually, I'd rather use the email purpose as the name of the email. So let's put this here. Boom. Let's create the email. Now in here now, we need to select a template, okay? Okay, so for now I'm going to choose this basic template here. Use this template, right? And the subject again, I'm going to choose the subject. And we're going to put the subject here. That's it. Continue. I like to dress up my emails, customize it. So for logo, we can click here and choose a logo, add an image. It's always good to brand because that's how people develop, closer relationship with you. You stand out. So I'm going to choose. Okay, I'll go for Group Chrono Kit. That's fine. It could be your personal, your name, or whatever it is. But in this case, I'm going to choose this one, and it's loading up. And click choose, and here it is. And what you could do, you could downsize it. You could play the size of the logo. Okay, a few other things you could edit. You could edit the background, etc. So many things there. So the background here, I want it to be kind of more white. Okay, like everything else, and that's fine. And here is where we're going to put the body of our email. So going back to Market Plan, we have all of this good stuff. I'm going to grab this, go back to Activecampaign, and what I want to do is highlight all of that. I'm going to paste in here like this. I love to have the size as 16, so let's size this all up. Let's highlight it, size up, 16. There we go. Always personalize your emails. What I mean by this is here, personalize, choose first name. So what happens is that the first name of your subscriber will be used here for each subscriber, and the email speaks to them at a personal level. And that's it really, and you could edit this according to whatever lead magnet you have. Okay, so you want to do this, but make sure that you edit other parts of it. For now, I could delete this one. I don't need that. In the Activecampaign Mastery course, I'll show you how to monetize in every single email by adding different things at the bottom here, which are clickable, and people could sign up to your offers within the email. Okay, but for now, this is a template we could use. And when I say template we could use, we could go like this. So go next. Okay, and you have all this here. It says your list does not have a valid physical mailing address. So remember, I did not put a mailing address, but you won't have this problem because you would have done that already. You could also send the test email. So if you had your mailing address added already, you'll be fine. They have a few potential problems here. And one of the reasons is because I'm using the Gmail email account. You do not want to use Gmail. Okay, so that's the reason I'm having some issues here as far as the spam checker goes. But you will be fine. Don't use a Gmail account. Use your domain name. Set up your domain name as your email, or your email through your domain name, not Gmail, not Yahoo, not Hotmail. And also make sure you have a physical address. We could then save and exit. We want to use this email. So here it is, select email to send, and we're going to save this. Okay, cool. So we have it there. Okay, so there are a few little flags here, but you know exactly what to do with this one. So we want to use this as a template. So open up the email. Okay, and here it says save as template. So save as template. And what that enables you to do is that you could use the same email. And what this enables you to do is that you could use the same email format with a logo, with the body, with the text this size, over and over again. All right. Okay. So let's save and exit. And it's right here as a template. Your template will show up in this as this item right here. So you could use it over and over again. You see it right here? This is the one. Okie dokie. So we're done with email number 1. Do the same thing for email number 2. So what I mean by this, let's go back to our automation. Let's get in there. And here, what you want to do, after you've done the first email, assuming that you want this emails to go out daily, you want to click here and then do an action. So you'd say wait, and wait for a specific period. Wait for 1 day by default. That's good. Save it. So now this email goes out first. Then there's the wait in number 2 email. Okay, the wait is fine. So go to sending options and send an email. And here we're going to create a brand new email just like we did for the first one. So what that means is that you go to the second email, exit, email number 2, and you do the same thing like you did for email number 1. Okay, here you go, and you go through the whole process. So that's it, guys. And once you have done all of the email setup, you now want to go live with your automation. Okay, so back to automations. You want to make sure this is no longer red, and to do this, you simply click here and you set active. Now it turns green. Now your email campaign is done and you're ready to go live. So going back to our checklist, we have all of this done. We have integrate with Clickfunnels. We've done this in the previous video. We tested the integration to make sure that the emails are coming in and showing up. The email addresses are coming in from the subscribers and showing up. What else is missing? Activate automation. We just did this. It shows green, and all our Activecampaign setup is done. All right. So there you are. Congratulate yourselves. Activecampaign is now integrated with Clickfunnels, and you're ready to start building your list. On the next video, we're going to set up our traffic system, bringing in leads from the Facebook into your sales funnel. See you on the next video.